Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Micah and I make book-related content. If you have seen some of my other videos, thank you so much for coming back to join me for this one. Today, I just wanted to talk briefly about the most recent book that I have read. I finished it today, and that is A Room with a View by E.M. Forster. I read it on Kindle as well as listened to the audiobook through Audible. This was my second novel to read by Forster. My first of his works that I have read was Howard's End, and I read that one in the middle of last year. I really enjoyed this. I love Forster's writing style. I find him very easy to read. I find his stories very timeless. So, A Room with a View is essentially a coming of age story. We follow a young woman, Lucy Honeychurch, through just a brief segment in her life, but it's a segment when a lot of major events happen for her. The novel is really a coming of age story, but it has so many other components layered on top of that. It's a social critique of the period of Edwardian era England. It deals with a lot of issues of the day, such as women's rights and a woman's role in choosing if she wants to marry and who she wants to marry. That's one of the biggest plot lines in A Room with a View is Lucy's romantic life being pulled between the man she loves and the man that she feels she has a duty to marry. And the way that plays out is very interesting. It's not necessarily a romance novel, however. It's not as romance heavy as, say, a Jane Austen novel, which focuses almost solely on that aspect. This has a lot more of a social critique almost, I felt. The one negative that I had with the book is similar to the only negative that I had once I finished reading Howard's End, and that is Forster can get a little lost in the dialogue, I feel. It's always really great dialogue, but I feel that sometimes there's just a little too much of it, and that if it was scaled down a little bit, it might serve the plot even more. But of course, that's just my opinion when reading it. I absolutely loved it. It's a bit of a slower paced novel, but it's a fantastic story. It really is timeless. I feel like any level of reader would like this. Any reader at all, even if you're not really into reading classics, this might be a great book to start with if you're interested in getting into classics, because it's very easy to understand. The storyline is not too complicated. There's not too many plot lines running everywhere. Our cast of characters is relatively small, especially when compared to other novels within the genre and other novels published, at the same time as this one. So I think that it's an all around. It's a great book. It's short too. I think it's just around 300 pages. So it's about a mid-range novel. So it doesn't take more than 3 or 4 days to read it, which is always a plus. Thank you so much for watching. If you have read anything by E.M. Forster and you have any of his works to recommend to me, definitely leave a comment down below. If you are subscribed, thank you. If you are not subscribed, if you would like to subscribe, totally feel free to. I am doing my best to publish as much book-related content as I can. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.